Did you hear my news though?
I know,
I'm leaving.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I know you're leaving too.
I have 52 more days.
52 more days. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are you going?
I'm going to the Department of Labor Relations.
Where?
It's a state. It's in Springfield.
Okay.
And so essentially I'm doing a lot of what I'm doing now, except I'll be a mediator for labor relations for public employee unions. Really, it's a
Springfield, I'm worked in Springfield,
Oh, yeah.
so Springfield's a little different than here.
yeah.
Yeah, a little more politics.
Well, I'll be in the Springfield State Building, and I have cases with the Department of Labor Relations, so I'm very familiar with the people and everything, and I'm just moving to the other side. So.
Somebody for you? Who are they
Yep.
Who's still up? Paul? I mean,
Paul is going to be the acting solicitor.
Okay.
He does live in Holyoke, so maybe he'll be the city solicitor. But,
Yeah.
but so is Paul, and then I have Amber Gould. She started a couple months ago, like last year.
her.
Yep, she's good. She's very smart. She's very bright. She's going to take on my employment law work.
Okay.
And then we are hiring a new attorney. She's starting the 24th.
Oh,
so
you
it's-
already found somebody.
Yes, but it's going to be after I leave.
Yeah.
And she's going to do the city council, so she's going to be here for the city council meetings and everything.
So I hired the clerk, as you know,
Yes.
with the different union
Yep.
things. I guess and she accepted that.
Good, good.
I lost a ton of hours coming from Springfield, same issue. Coming from Springfield to here, I think I gave him 400 sick hours or
Oh,
something.
geez.
Some
Okay.
crazy thing, but
See, I'm buying out all my sick time.
yeah. See, when they switch from town to town,
They take my retirement, which is good. So they'll
Yes.
take all my retirement over. My vacation isn't gonna, but you know, I'm getting a pay raise, which is nice, and I'm getting my sick time isn't gonna carry over, but y'all, how much sick time I need. I'll be fine.
I don't think I've used one in 3 years.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I know.
so-
I've been taking a sick day in
Yeah, I
quite
gotta-
some time.
Yeah, I can't remember when the last time. No time to take sick days.
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
that's it, so.
But yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, so there's a lot of changes.
Yeah, I know, and I feel so bad, but I have to take. This is a huge, like, very prestigious position. Like, I have to take it.
It's like, Alex says to me,
Yeah.
he says, I'll make a pot. I need to retire. I'll still be around Holyoke. Long-term projects. I don't even live in Holyoke.
Oh, you really don't?
No, I live way out in Hamden.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have a ways every day
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
here. Yeah, so, I'll still be around, because there's some stuff
That's I told him that I would volunteer for things.
see, that's
that
what
I'm
I'm-
still going to be
That's
involved. And,
exactly.
yeah, like I will. Holyoke will always have a place in my heart. You know, I've been here for long enough.
Even my tax. Why are you working? It costs you money to work. My yeah, it's just so complicated.
Like with this, I feel like I work weekends.
I'm here. I just left the veterans wake.
Oh, really? Oh. Yeah, the chief, the other day I had a meeting with him and he had to step out so he could be part of that.
Yeah, yes. I'm up there tonight too. He was outside. A number of the offices.
Oh, right. That's good. Good
Yeah,
support.
that
Good
was
support.
tomorrow at the funeral. Unless we get a foot of snow or something.
Oh, gee, don't say that because I have to go to Boston tomorrow. So
Oh, you do,
I'm
yeah.
driving to Boston. I really hope that they don't put a snow. Okay, when is the next thing?
We have a quorum, so. Making a motion to start the Finance Committee meeting for March 30th at 6:30. All those in favor? All opposed? Counselor Lopez, Counselor Leahy, Counselor Tallman, Counselor McGee, Counselor Vacan is on the way. So with that, I'm gonna make a motion to proceed out of order because someone's here from the Cape, and we wanna get him back before it gets dark. So, go out of order to item number 7.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? This is a secondhand license application for Frank Farini. If I say that right, I butcher names, so I apologize. 375 Whitney Ave. If you want, you can come in and sit down in front of one of these mics, make sure the button's on, or just that, I'll help you. kind of tell us, on the application, it says, you're from 11 Captain
Greaves Road.
Greaves Road in East Sandwich, Mass. And it's an application for 2 or 3 shows maximum per calendar year. Length of show is 3 days, so that'd be 3 days each show.
Correct.
Okay, so want to tell us what's going on? And
Yes, I purchase antiques, military artifacts, political items, historical items, pretty much everything across the board, antique toys, and we record everything that comes in on a receiving record, and according to what they're requiring now from City of Holyoke, is that we hold everything for 30 days and keep a record in case the city council wants to review it for whatever reasons. And that's pretty much standard procedure wherever we go and purchase items. Some cities and towns are 21 days, Holyoke is 30 days, which I have no problem with at all.
okay,
Yeah.
so it's an antique
Antique
toys,
buying, it's an antique buying event, pretty much.
for 3 days, and you're
3 days, 3 days is I never usually, it's sometimes 2 days, but usually it's 3. And in the past, I've set up at the Holiday Inn many years ago when they were in business. And now I've changed over to the Homewood Suites, which is a little more convenient.
So, just with regards to the shows, what times are you looking to do them? 'Cause
Typically, I would start at 11 a.m. like on a Thursday and would go to 5 p.m. at night. And then on Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then Saturday would be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
And how long you've been doing these type of shows?
22 years.
5 years, okay. You used to do them in Holyoke up at the...
Yeah, I'm doing them actually in Holyoke and West Springfield. I started probably 20 years ago. And I always did them at the Holiday Inn here. And when I first started doing them here, of course, I contacted the town. And at the time, there was no requirements or any permits needed. And things have changed, obviously, like everywhere else. So here I sit.
Okay, any questions?
Here,
go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, Frank, you state you take a record of anything that comes in, you
Yeah, the only
take
thing
a
that-
record of it?
Yeah, the only thing, and I have a friend of mine that helps me who's actually on the Holyoke Police Force. The only items that I usually don't record is like if I get a used uniform in, used clothing, things of that nature, a helmet that's, coming from a World War II veteran. I mean, obviously, it's something of any significant value. Usually anything over $50, I would record down. But an old toy, a broken toy, some of the items I choose not to buy that we just end up getting anyway, that people want to like empty out of their basement. But, any watches or anything that has any value, we obviously keep a record. And I'll hold it for 30 days and cover everybody. So, yeah, we record everything. I have a receiving record and then I give the customer a copy.
Copy of that.
Yeah, so it's a carbon copy that they would receive. I always require a photo ID. If they don't have a photo ID, then I don't purchase anything. That's just a standard requirement. So, and I think most people that come in are expecting that anyway. So I do require a photo ID for any item, that's over $50. Yeah.
And you probably advertise in the paper?
Yes, sir.
And then do you have something in the building outside to
No.
assign? You don't
No,
put signs
no
out?
signage out. I just give them directions to where we'll be, and I offer them free appraisals. So, I mean, there's never any obligation. So a lot of people come in, and they have things that they just want to find out what they're worth, and we gladly appraise it for them with no fee at all.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, thank you.
yeah.
This is Counselor Vacan.
How are you?
No. So he's looking for a secondhand license for 2 or 3 shows. It'll be held at the Homewood Suites. He used to have it at the Holyoke Hotel. He does antiques, toys, veteran stuff that he's going to potentially purchase or give out appraisals. So the shows last about 3 days, which starts on a Thursday, ends on a Saturday.
could go possibly Friday to Sunday.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it'll be
All right.
3 days.
Right.
Jewelry, do you take jewelry?
Yes.
Yeah, and jewelry.
Yes, jewelry, yeah.
So, yeah. He's been doing this for about 22 years.
And especially on jewelry. That's the one thing that we always require. Anything, like I say, jewelry, anything in coinage, things like that, we always require photo ID, copy of it, and record it. So, and I keep a record of everything.
Jimmy?
Yeah, hey, thank you, sir, for coming in tonight. So do you also do weapons as well?
I do antique weapons, yes, and I do a lot of swords, bayonets, things of that nature, yeah. I don't do modern guns, no. Muskets, older firearms, yes.
Do you do classic Rolexes too?
Excuse me?
Classic Rolexes too?
Classic Rolexes,
I
yes.
see that. I'm just
Yes.
joking.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll take care of
I'm
it.
just
No.
joking. No, but in all serious, do you need any special licensure or
I
license?
have a federal license for cures and relics, which covers me for anything that's classified as an antique. Modern, and that's usually anything that's 50 years or older, and then most of the guns that we handle or see, and we see very few guns that come in anymore, but most of the stuff is pre-1898. Muskets, flintlocks, percussions. That's mainly what we're after. I'm not looking for modern guns. I don't deal in that. So it's the antique stuff that we're really after. But we do have people come in with modern weapons from time to time that want to dispose of them. And, I have a federal license also at a shop in Chelmsford, Massachusetts, that we can dispose of them there also. So, but it's mainly, we're not looking for firearms, but we do get a lot of antique.
What about insurance? What kind of insurance policies do you have?
I have standard insurance policy that covers myself for bonding and a umbrella policy for $2 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so say if Diestato went there and sold something.
Yes.
Does he have do you have a policy where he could buy that back within 30,
Absolutely.
60 days?
I don't actually give them a policy to buy back within 30 days. I never put it in writing, but I always said if for any reason you wanted to purchase it back, we don't hold, that's one thing I never have a problem with.
Right.
Is refunding anybody for any item. Absolutely.
Somebody made a poor decision and they sold their
Absolutely.
engagement ring or
On rare occasions, very rare occasions, and that's one reason. Typically, we used to only hold items for 7 days. And this is going back to years ago. But obviously, the way the world has changed, the environment has changed now, with the corruption out there, I hold anything from anywhere for at least 21 days. And that's pretty much the standard throughout the industry. But 30 days, I'm finding in a lot of different towns, is what they require. 30 days is usually the max. But I have no problem at all in refunding anybody. Never have. And I've never had an issue with anybody, ever.
Perfect. No, and you also, you and I have a very similar friend, and you come, he takes very high regards to you, and so I'm going to vote for you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Any other questions?
In fact, I make a motion to have it approved.
All right, so there's a motion to approve. It was seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, so it was approved in the committee. It'll now go to the full city council, which is next Tuesday. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
And that will, if approved there, there's a few, I forget the time period, that then you have to go to the clerk and they'll issue it.
Okay.
It's not the next day.
That's
I've said that
That's
wrong,
okay.
and
That's okay.
I
That's
got
all right.
pummeled because
That's
the
all right.
clerk's my wife.
That's all
so,
right. All right.
But yeah, the process is, if approved on Tuesday, which I don't see a problem, then just call the clerk and she'll tell you the standard time frame.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
you, sir.
Safe travels.
Good luck.
Having
Yeah.
me.
And if you can send us a notice of the shows, Jimmy might go up with some of his stuff. So.
I'm more than happy. I mean, if you need anything, I will be more than happy to take care of you.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
All right, so right back to the top. Item number 1 is approval of previous minutes, which we received today.
Yeah, I make a motion to approve those minutes.
Have you all looked at them? 'Cause I've
I
only
did
got the
Mike.
first 2. I didn't look at all of them yet. I got them this afternoon.
I looked at the ones that were
You
correct.
did it corrected, right? I saw
Yeah, we
that.
got a second email.
Yeah. So you guys are comfortable with,
I
have
am.
you read all of them?
Heard of Mike.
already added in.
He added something, one,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's, yeah, it was otherwise the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the
Except
same.
he filled in the blank.
Filled in something, yeah.
The
Correct.
motion is to approve the minutes.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Could we suspend the rules and take up item 3,
Make a motion to take up item 3.
the veteran?
So motion is to take up item 3. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item is a financial transfer of $20,000 from free cash to veteran benefits. Let's see what the info is. Vet benefit directs will need an estimated, did say 30, it's down to 20, so that's a good thing. To complete the benefit payments this year, is requested $20,000 be added to the account next year's budget to cover the shortfalls. And then there's a breakdown of January, February, December, November, October, and September. So with that, I will turn it over to you, Mr. Mahoney.
Yes. The original 30 that estimate was done back in January, so that was my estimate there. The 20 is a more recent estimate. I don't know why it took so long to come up in front of you folks, but anyway, I just need that to finish out the year for the budget. Again, for those of you who don't know, the direct benefits that I pay out, 75% gets reimbursed by the state. There are a couple of categories where it's reimbursed at 100% rate. Any of the burials I do, if I house in a hotel homeless veterans or homeless families for a couple of nights till I can get them situated, that's all reimbursed at 100% rate. So it's front money in a sense, because it takes a good 6 months, 9 months to get it back out of the state. But it comes in.
And what was the total this year so far?
So far this year, I have paid out $268,126. So I roughly have $97,000 in the account right now.
You'll need the 20 on top of that to get you through.
Right.
How much you doing per month?
Well,
it says here about.
it's roughly 30,000, and then there's probably another 1,000 that goes out on medical co-payments and expenses. I have to set aside roughly $3,000 because a lot of the medical bills don't come in till after the fiscal year, so I have to do a set aside of $3,000 for that. And some of the items I just cannot predict. The burials, if we have indigent burials, we have an arrangement with all the funeral parlors that they do the burials for $2,000 for us. So those are the type of things I need a little padding for, just because they're unpredictable accounts. The direct benefits average just around 30.
So this letter is dated January 29th, 2016?
Yes, that's when I put it in, and I don't know why it just came up around now, but when Bill and me was asking me, I redid the numbers, and it looks like we can get by this year with 20. And they tend every year when I submit the budget to lower it slightly by 50 to help balance the budget. So that's why I come back every year. It's been progressively going down. I think when I first started here was 120,000. I had to get the first year I was here. Last year was, I don't know, I can't even remember, 15 or 20. So it's right around that point now.
So yeah, January 28,522, February 28,438, December. So this letter should have been January 29th, 2017.
17.
Yeah, so that's a typo.
Yeah.
Because then you have December 2016, 28,420. November was 40,903. October, $26,006. And then September was $25,921.
Right. And those are for the direct payments. That is not including the medical benefits, which is separate than those figures. There's a slight trend down. Yeah. I think that has to do with the aging population that we're going through, and part of the job of Veteran Services is to find alternative sources of income. So anyone that comes in, we assist on getting service-connected disability claims, non-service-connected pensions. We help process all the Social Security claims for them. So that's part of our goal, is to find alternative sources to lower our overall budget every year. So
I just wanted to say that that was a really nice event to welcome our soldier home the other day.
yes, thank you. I saw your husband
Yes.
sitting on the
Yes.
side of the road there. Yeah. Yeah, the wake just got over. We were just up there. Tomorrow's the big funeral. Actually, the ambassador from Korea is still planning on coming up from Boston tomorrow for the event. So,
wow.
yeah, I thought he for sure would cancel because of the weather conditions, but I was told tonight he's still planning on coming up.
Very good. Any other questions? No? Motion?
Make a motion to approve the transfer of $20,000 from free cash to veterans benefits.
Second.
Motion was to approve and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next is item number 2, request for $80,000 from free cash. Make a motion to remove from the table.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Free cash, $80,000 for expenses rent. This would be for the school department. Anthony?
Good evening.
How are you, sir?
Hello.
Doing well.
Up, committee list.
Yep. So, as we all know, and I think everyone got a communication yesterday or the day before about reducing the size of the footprint to reduce the rent.
It's by half, I think.
Yeah, in half. And then this was, correct me if I'm wrong, this was supposed to be for 160?
Yeah, initially it was supposed to be for 160, and I think the transfer had gone through in anticipation of what the recommendation was going to be from the committee. So that transfer there would get us another 3 months, which would pretty much catch us up. The comptroller of O'Connell's has kind of been hounding me a little bit about, we haven't paid our rent since we owe January, February, and March. And she said she would be sending a letter to the city as well. So I was hoping to at least get caught up with rent so we can start planning on that consolidation for July 1st. And we would still need, hopefully, another probably $70,000 to close out the year.
So you're still going to need just call it
Yes.
because that's what,
Yes.
I mean, it's a rough number. So you're still going to need about 70 to 80,000
Yep.
to pay the next 3 months after that.
Yes, and then that will allow us to start making plans to consolidate July 1.
That's when the reduction will go to the 2 floors.
Yeah, we'll go from 4 floors to 2. Correct.
Jimmy?
Yeah, thank you. So I was with the owner of O'Connell's yesterday, and he was saying that April's rent is also due, I think, next week. So not only does the city own January, February, March, we're also going to owe April's as well. Whether I think this is a great place for the school department to be or it's not a great place, that's not the question. The fact is we owe money, we are in agreement, and so, I'm obviously going to support paying this. So after we pay this, how much more will we owe?
We will owe April, May, and June.
So roughly 70, 80 to 70.
Yes,
Okay.
another 70 or 80, depending on operating expenses.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, for those who are at home, just to remember, we cut in the budget roughly 150 to 160 with the requirement that we actually start doing something for that building, whether it's moving or buying, whatever it ultimately is. And we had the committee set up. The committee met several times, discussed several options along the way. this new one came out, which was reducing the footprint from 4 to 2 floors, and therefore you have a lower rent, of which, we always knew we'd have to come back and address the cut we put in there. So that's what this is. Councilor Lopez?
So we don't pay anything else, just the rent. We don't pay water, we don't pay electricity, we don't pay parking. It's all included?
It's all included in the lease agreement, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So anyway, I appreciate the fact that the footprint is being reduced by half, and I think that a lot of us who voted for the cut were looking to see movement, but because there'd been a fairly long history of no movement. Not your responsibility necessarily, but I think that's what some of the motivation was, so I think it's progress, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
So when you go down to 2 floors, are you going to execute a new lease? How that's going to happen? I mean, if you do, don't go beyond a year.
Yeah, we would have to secure a new lease, and I would, go through the proper channels. I wouldn't enter into an agreement without coming back to you guys.
So it will not be more than a year, I hope. You don't know?
Well, currently they have a month-to-month lease.
Right.
All right.
That's how it's been for a little while now. But I'm not sure what the new requirement is because you're moving the footprint. Do they want a year, 2 years? Have they said
Yeah,
anything
I'm
about
sure
that?
they're going to push for a couple of years, but they'll be flexible.
Okay.
They're pretty reasonable. I've been working with them, and they allowed me to tour the new space. They've been pretty reasonable in the fact that we haven't paid rent in a while. They haven't really been pushing me too hard. It's just 3 months had gone by, so now they're starting to
Understandable.
wonder.
Motion to approve?
Second.
If there's no other questions, there's a motion to approve. That was seconded. And just before you get, there will be another order coming. That's what you're saying, just to make sure we're on the record on that.
Yes.
Okay. Motion is to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. So can we track these against the free cash? These
Yeah, this
that are
was,
coming?
we put this in there, the
I know,
80,000 for last one. But as
Do
far as
we have to
the
put
extra
in the
78,
other
we'll have to
eight?
put that in, yeah. Make a motion to take item number 6 out of order.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? This is the UPS EU Local 424, which is the DPW Supervisor Union. This is the collective bargaining agreement, MOU. Make a motion to take it up.
So moved.
All those in favor? All those opposed? I know Mike's here. Mike, you want to come up? Or actually, it's not really even your issue, like I told you in the email. I guess we'll go to Sarah. When we approved this, it was contingent on figuring out what the budgeting would be for the union, especially for this year, because it'd be towards the end of the year, and where'd the money come from? And your email said it'd be about $8,000 for this year. And as we started discussing, I said, where's the order for that?
So originally, when this was submitted to the council, it was in December of 2016. That was before the ordinance was passed that requires that any transfers into salary line items be submitted to the council. So the auditor had made those transfers. The money is in the account. It's not being paid to the employees. It's ready to be paid to the employees contingent upon the city council approval, but it can't legally be paid to the employees. But that money is in the accounts.
So you don't need a transfer?
Correct. I did, however, touch base with the auditor because I know the concerns of the committee, and I did instruct him to submit a new order to transfer. It's kind of technically the money's already been moved, but it will be on the agenda for Tuesday.
All right, so it's going to be on the agenda.
Yep.
Because my question on that would have been, how are we moving money to an account? Yeah, to pay for this, but everything's subject to appropriation. If you didn't have the votes,
Correct.
there's money in an account that shouldn't be there.
And at that point, when the money was moved, the auditor and the mayor were able to do it without the approval of the council.
Understandable.
And the money is in the accounts, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the employees are getting paid that money because it's contingent upon approval of the agreement. So the money is there, and on Tuesday you'll see the actual transfers, which you could, if this comes out of committee to the full
is the
council
proper
tomorrow
form.
night, you
That's
could
all.
approve the full transfers.
We just don't want people putting the cart before the horse, which
Right.
is the old adage. So it'll be there for the agenda.
Yep,
Yes,
on
okay.
Tuesday.
Then I'm
It's
fine with it.
8,000?
Yep, from the first year.
Any questions?
What is it in the subsequent years?
She might have
That would be 8,000 retroactive to July 1, 2016. Yep.
But they're all set for that. And is it similar going forward, or is it?
So year 2 of the contract is $14,000. Year 3 of the contract is $19,866. Yep, so the year, I can go into the,
Probably got it a while ago, right?
Yep.
It's
so the MOA in year 1, it was a 0% increase, but also increases to longevity and to standby pay. Year 2 is a 1% increase, and year 3 is a 2% increase.
Okay. Any other questions?
Question is when the snow request is coming in.
Oh, we'll get to that.
No, we don't.
How are they paying the guys?
You don't have to.
They
you
have
don't-
no money.
Yeah, they do. Deficit spending, right?
Yeah. All right, so the motion is to approve. Now we know an order's coming in, so is there a second to that?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And then the next one, go out of order to item number 5. Take it up out of order.
Motion to go out of order and take up item 5?
Yep. All those in favor? All opposed? This one is from education and training, 15,000 to claims. Motion to take up the item.
Second.
All those in favor? All opposed? So this is, really can't read the writing.
Yep, so this is a settlement agreement. Yep, it's legal. It's
it's a settlement
yep,
agreement?
So this is a settlement agreement with
Looks
Ada,
like essay,
Essex House.
oh, looks like essay horse. I'm like, what?
It's Essex House. I do
want to
have,
recognize it for what it is. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
We're all paid up?
Thank you.
Yeah, we're all set.
Wow, that's not because of glasses.
not technically the last one, but it's the last one that will come up for quite some time.
They're hoping we're going to forget about it before the next.
No, so this is the settlement agreement for Ada De Jesus. She is the owner of the property at, it's 390 to 392 High Street. We had previously talked about this in committee in regards to the other settlements. Ms. De Jesus had submitted a claim against the city for $36,000. We were able to negotiate that down to $15,000. So that's what's before the committee this evening.
Sure, go ahead, Jerry.
Does she owe any back taxes?
Nope, she's current on her taxes.
I also noticed that the date was changed from 2016 to 2017. Without that being initialed, is that legal?
Yes, that was done before it was executed. I had done that before it was executed.
So we're okay, and you have enough in the
Yep.
fund.
Yep, so this money, the transfer is to move money into our claims and damages fund in order to pay this.
So you're taking from education and training.
That's not my account. That's, the auditor had found money to move.
Oh, it's someone
into
else's
my-
education
Yes.
training. 'Cause I know you
It's
guys
not
are
mine.
adamant
I don't
about.
get $15,000 for education and training a year, no.
Where is it? Whose education and training is that?
I honestly,
I don't have the
offhand.
book in front of me, so
I don't
Probably
know
the
offhand.
school department, fire department, or the police
Yeah,
department, right?
it was probably another
we can look it up in
department.
the
One of those
budget.
two.
So the only outstanding claim that we've been put on notice about regarding the Essex House is Old San Juan Bakery. And, at this point, they'd given us presentment letters. They're claiming a substantial amount of money. We are currently not in agreement, so nothing's been provided or presented to the council at this point because we haven't come to a number or, the city is denying its claim. So we're asserting all legal rights that we can at this point in time. That we are on notice of, correct?
Is that the last one
That we know of.
that we know of, or?
Yes, there is a
Are
statute
there
of limitations.
potentials?
Well, there is a statute of limitations.
But can there be others based on the location of everything? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, is this just like a revolving fund for this whole thing?
Well, there's no revolving fund because the city is self-insured, so we are paying these up.
Revolving fund. Now, here's my question. This is for claims.
Yep.
Is that the same area for the mailboxes or potholes and stuff?
Yes.
Because I have a gentleman whose mailbox was destroyed. You emailed me saying it was going to be paid. He called me again saying it hasn't been paid.
So with regards to that, every year we get a substantial amount of claims, especially around in the winter and in the spring, potholes, plow trucks. We get, and we assess every claim. We look into the validity. We require documentation. We require documentation that an amount has certainly been paid, so we require receipts. If we do accept the claim, it's something that we would pay. I don't have enough money in my claims account at this point in time, and I am going to request of the auditor that we facilitate a transfer of an amount of money into my claims account so that we can pay the outstanding pothole claims and mailbox claims.
That's my question. We're putting money into this account, which some people would be very
reason,
happy to
yes.
get paid. They've been waiting, and now...
Honestly, and I understand that. So what I've been trying to do, unfortunately, it's a revolving door because we get claims every day. So I've been trying to let them accumulate until I get an amount, and then I'm going to request that amount be transferred in, and then any claims that come in subsequent to that, I'm going to essentially wait on until the next fiscal year so that we are not doing transfers of like $60 at a time.
So what would be rough total for that you're going to need for that?
At this point, outstanding, we have about, it's going to be about $3,000. Oh. It's low because, again, we assess every claim, but it can fluctuate. Tomorrow I could get a claim in where maybe a plow truck hit they hit a mailbox, or maybe it's a pothole claim that's substantiated, and it could be in the thousands of dollars. Usually we require people they have to go through their insurance, they have to provide receipts before we agree to pay anything. But if we do accept the claim, I'm going to come to a tabulation essentially of that and move all the money at once as opposed to doing it piecemeal.
Sure.
All right. Any other questions
I
regarding
make a motion to approve it.
Motion is to approve. It was seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
So we have to congratulate you. I hear you have a new position.
Yeah, I'm getting a new position.
Congratulations.
Thank
Where's
you.
the two? If you don't mind saying. You don't have to say.
No, I have a position with the Department of Labor Relations.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It is in Springfield.
For you.
Yes. Yeah.
So do we have anybody in the law department now?
We do.
We do?
You have Attorney Paul Payer.
Paul.
Yep, Paul
So
Payer.
this guy is not going to be the head guy.
No, he's been there for 3 years now.
Has he?
Yes, he has.
That's went by quickly, huh?
Yep, he will be the acting city solicitor. He has been instrumental with our housing court cases. He has at least 60 open housing
no
court
offense
cases
to him.
now.
I'm going to miss you. Yeah. Oh,
But,
congratulations.
thank you. Thank you very much.
When do you start?
Next, yeah, the
Tomorrow,
10th.
what?
Hi.
Yeah, so next week is my last week. Next Tuesday will be my last city council meeting.
Oh, awesome.
We got the early
Awesome,
notice
good for
because
you.
we had a Tuesday meeting.
Yeah, I did know. But so we do have another attorney who will be starting on the 24th of April. Her name is Crystal Barnes. She has a substantial amount of experience in litigation. She's going to be coming in to do the city council meetings. She's met with Councilor Jourdain, and he's approved her appointment. So she'll be starting on the 24th. And she'll be here at the council meetings for you.
We do wish you well.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you for everything.
Thanks.
Are you also here potentially for Bob Judge, who's not here anymore? He's got something here now. I was taking a stab at it.
What's this, item 5?
This is the last one on the agenda.
Wait,
It's
6. Wait.
number 4.
We're going
Advertising?
up, down, and in the middle.
Number 4.
I'll make a motion to remove from the table item number 4.
So moved. Second.
All those in
whatever you
favor? All opposed? It's a free cash of $5,000 for advertising. And there's a letter from Bob, who's not here anymore.
do. When did he write it?
January 17th, 2017. For fiscal year 17, I requested $10,000 for advertising account. I did so based on previous year spending. However, the budget that was adopted only allocated $5,000. As of today, the account is exhausted. And he's requesting an additional $5,000 to recruit as needed between now and June 30th of this year. You don't have to, I mean.
You know anything?
I assume that it's the advertising account for personnel. And I
Yeah.
know that Kim she's been appointed the acting personnel director, and it's important in order to advertise the position of personnel director. I assume they need money to post it.
But what does he spend $5,000 on?
I assume posting of positions. We've had a lot of vacancies.
How many?
Well,
I'm only
I-
kidding. I know you're not. I'm messing with you.
I have been trying to hire in my department for a substantial amount of time now, so.
Actually, I would
only
like
speak
to
to
know
that.
how many postings we had and why it's 5,000.
Well, Kim should be able to give it.
No, she
Kim
would.
should
Maybe
be able to
we
give it.
just, she didn't get the notice because.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'll make a motion to table it and ask Kim to get us the info.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Have we advertised for a personnel director? Well, then we had the money for it because they wouldn't put it in without the money.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Early night.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?